Ever lost track of a check? They can feel so old-fashioned in our digital world, but they still pop up sometimes. Maybe you got a refund from a company or a gift from a relative who prefers the tried-and-true method. Whatever the reason, you are now holding a check and wondering, can I deposit this with Monese? In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of Monese and checks to answer that question definitively. We'll also explore some alternative ways to get that check cashed and into your account. So, stick around. The rise of the digital wallet. Let's face it, cash and checks are slowly becoming relics of the past. With the rise of digital wallets like Monese, managing your money has become a streamlined, almost futuristic experience. Monese offers a mobile app that lets you do everything from sending and receiving money to budgeting and tracking your spending. It's fast, it's convenient, and it's perfect for the modern world. But what about those pesky checks? Can Monese handle them, or are you stuck running to a traditional bank? Monese and checks, not quite a match. Alright, let's get to the bottom of this. Does Monese accept checks? Unfortunately, the answer is no. As a digital-only bank, Monese currently doesn't have the infrastructure to process checks. They simply don't have physical branches where you can walk in and deposit them. This might seem like a drawback, but here's the good news. There are still ways to get that check converted into usable funds in your Monese account. Let's explore a few options. Cashing your check the old-fashioned way. If you're comfortable with a more traditional approach, you can always cash your check at a physical bank. Find a branch near you, bring your ID and the check, and they'll handle the rest. Just be aware that there might be fees involved, especially if you don't have an account with that particular bank. The fees can vary depending on the bank and the amount of the check, so it's always a good idea to call ahead and inquire. Mobile check cashing apps, a modern twist. Thanks to technology, cashing a check doesn't have to involve a physical bank visit anymore. Several mobile check cashing apps allow you to deposit checks electronically using your smartphone's camera. These apps typically charge a small fee for the service, but it can be a convenient option if you don't want to deal with a traditional bank. Just be sure to research the app's reputation and fees before using it. Can you deposit the check into someone else's account? Here's a scenario. Maybe you don't have a traditional bank account, but someone you know does. Could you deposit the check into their account and then have them transfer the money to you? Technically, yes, that's possible. However, it's important to tread carefully here. Make sure it's someone you trust completely, as you'll be giving them access to your funds. It's also a good idea to have a clear agreement up front about any fees or repayment terms. Remember, this approach can introduce unnecessary complications, so it's best to explore the other options first. Consider alternative payment methods. Sometimes, a check might not be the most efficient way to receive money. If you know you'll be getting a payment from someone, suggest alternative methods that work seamlessly with Monese. For instance, you could propose using a peer-to-peer payment app or a service that allows direct bank transfers. These options are often faster, more convenient, and won't leave you searching for ways to cash a check. The future of Monese and checks. Monese is constantly innovating and expanding its services. While they don't currently accept checks, who knows what the future holds? Keeping an eye on Monese updates and announcements is a good idea in case they ever decide to integrate check cashing functionalities in the future. So, there you have it. While Monese doesn't accept checks at this time, several workarounds can help you get that check converted into usable funds in your account. Remember, exploring alternative payment methods whenever possible can streamline the process and save you time and hassle. With that said, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe and keep your